Hello, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. This is just an energy update and collective reading on the energy of the full moon in Capricorn, which is happening today, this evening, on the East Coast of the United States. Today is the 21st of June. Yesterday, let me just check my dates here. Yes, yesterday, June 20th, was the solstice, summer solstice for the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. We have a lot of energy. Personally, I was taken down this week for the most part. I was able to take care of all of my responsibilities and work that I needed to for my well-being, but I got very sick with a stomach food poisoning, most likely, but it really affected me all week long, and I was only able to eat 2 meals this entire week. So it's been kind of a fasting week for me. I was able to really touch in on a lot of energy that was designed for me to kind of break free from. And so I'm here to share with you just a little bit of what I've been picking up for the energy of the Capricorn full moon, which is one of 2 full moons in Capricorn. We're also shifting the moon cycles. Because of this, it was new moon, full moon, then we're going to have full moon, new moon. So we have the Capricorn full moon, then we'll have the Cancer new moon, and then we're going to have another Capricorn full moon at the end degrees of Capricorn. So we are at 1 to 2 degrees of Capricorn. The Sabian symbol for that is 3 stained glass windows in a Gothic church, 1 damaged by war. And you can interpret this many ways. I'm not going to go into the entire Sabian reading, but the church, especially back in those days, was considered the safe and sacred place. So think of that as the safe and sacred place within us, and the windows of the soul, the windows where the light shines through. This is a need to find faith amongst a lot of turbulence and uncertainty. Our sensibilities are being pushed. Our connection to faith is important. Our connection to the faith that all is going to be well while we're going through some tumultuous times. That 1 damaged window may be linked to where we have been damaged internally, where our love, our self-love, or our love of life and what is held sacred and near and dear may have been damaged due to some turbulence or war or abuse, neglect. And that brings a loss of faith, a loss of hope, and a loss of trust. So this is what is being rebuilt or looked at to heal at this time. There's a need to rise up and heal our wounds and renew faith and to be able to express ourselves in full authenticity. So with this full moon, I feel like it's important to point out, make it a sip of tea. Important to point out that there is what is known as a grand cross. With the sun, the moon is a grand square cross. So this is tension and a challenging aspect with the sun and the moon, with Neptune, and with Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is not a planet, it is a point in space. Basically, without getting too technical, think of it as the dark side of the moon. It's the part of the moon's elliptical that mirrors back to Earth. It is the dark side of the moon. Lilith had a really bad reputation back in the olden days, but really, Black Moon Lilith, that energy represents a void, an absence, a missing piece. Lilith represents our deepest repressed desires that yearn to be expressed, the darkest parts of ourselves that we are often too afraid to acknowledge. It's where we feel criticized, misunderstood. It's an empty space in our life, the hidden parts of ourselves and our desires, autonomy, will, and freedom. And with Black Moon Lilith at the end degrees of Virgo, we're also talking about structure, personal internal structure, organization, and healing. The shadow aspect of Lilith is deep, our deepest, darkest fears. Our deepest, darkest fears of acknowledging and bringing to life that what we have suppressed and repressed, maybe due to being criticized, being ostracized, being misunderstood, possibly by our parents, our peers, our society. And so these are parts of us that we suppress and repress. So it can bring out a little bit of a wild and wicked ways within us sometimes when we don't express our true selves, all of our energy. And then with Neptune in the mix, Neptune is the collective consciousness. It is dreams, it is fantasy, it is our projections and mirroring, which I've been experiencing a lot of lately. And I'm sure that all of you have too, if you are present enough and have eyes to see, just meaning that you're paying attention. Neptune is responsible for the dissolution of, or the dissolving of the status quo. That is really, and it's a very spiritual, it's linked to the spiritual realms and our meditative states, our trance-like states, intuition, mysticism, art, music, dance, any trance-like activities. There's also a shadow side to Neptune. And we want to look at the shadow side when we're looking at a square, a grand square cross. Escapism, drugs and alcohol, delusion, hypochondria, paranoia, illusions, some enchanting energy that seems very enticing on the outside, dabbling in flattery and subversion. This can even be linked to TV, movies, social media, things that kind of razzle-dazzle us and reel us in, right? So the Grand Square Cross is a disharmonious, overstraining cosmic energy that really is directing us towards truth, right? Especially in societal and political leaders. I don't want to get too involved in that, all of that, but it's interesting. I'm just getting a message here on my phone. Neptune can really, it's those shiny, glittery things that kind of catch our attention. So pay attention to that as well. One last thing before I get into the cards. I also want to read the inside degrees for 2 degrees of Capricorn. I want to round up a little bit because it's, well, we're close to 2 degrees of Capricorn with this moon anyway. It is a wisdom tooth that has been removed from someone's mouth. It is plated with gold. It is useless to know certain things out of context. If you've always known something crucially important, that kind of knowing does not serve you any longer. So you must place yourself in the antithesis of what you have always known. And then when all seems lost, chaotic, and super strange, you must find deep inside you that spark of what you have always known, which holds true under impossible conditions. It always turns out that the massive superstructure, the beliefs and the concepts fall away, crumble to dust. But what was deeply and truly learned and made your own energies far stronger than ever, far stronger than ever, and provides a basis for the future. This is the truth that's being revealed for us all. Meanwhile, in the thick of the action, it can look pretty desperate until the need is so acute that you reawaken that special place and make it work for you, when the truth is a matter of life or death. So this is getting to a tight squeeze for many of us in many different aspects of life, this energy. And with the solstice, with the tilt, with the tipping point of energy, and the opening space for more cosmic energies, more downloads, more light to get in, more realization, self-realization, self-actualization. It's important to honor yourself. Do not betray yourself any longer. Any repressed or suppressed parts of yourself want to come to the surface. They are coming to the surface for many, for all. I was literally out in traffic earlier today. I had a few errands I had to run. And I could feel the tension in the air, people like just driving really aggressively and being really nasty. And I kept seeing this vision of a hive full of bees just buzzing in this heat. It's super hot where I live right now. We're in a heat wave all week long, and it's not breaking anytime soon. And we have not had rain for quite a while. So there's a lot of aggression in the air. There's a lot of emotion stirring up, and I feel and I hear the buzzing. I could not wait to get home. I'm so glad that I'm home now. So let's get into the cards, because there are good things. There are many doors opening. They may not appear to be exactly what you are expecting, or they may not appear to be as big as what their potential truly can show you. Oh, we're starting with the tarot. Okay. So we're just going to pull a couple cards. Hierophant. There's the structures and beliefs right there. Okay. Many people may be leaving their jobs, quitting their jobs, leaving, had enough. The Hierophant. That is a lesson learned, an understanding. This may be linked to your old belief systems or traditions. Looks as though there are two people before her. Hierarchy. But this is lessons. I see this as life lessons, an understanding. This is a big spiritual lesson, the Hierophant. This can also be linked to organizations, structures, corporations, governments, institutions, and all the hard work that's been put into this belief system. We've all operated under a false belief system that was given to us, that the truth is starting to really reveal itself now. We've all bought into a system. I don't care where you are in the world, we've all been taught some kind of system, whether it be through family, through society, through politics, through whatever. And we went along with it. We put our work into it, our time, our effort, our duty, only to come find out it's time to end that. Because it really was not built on solid foundation. As we can tell, many beliefs are crumbling to the ground and leaving people in a space of giving up, not being able to see the divine intervention that is among us. When you finally close the door on something that no longer serves you, look, and we have 8 of Cups below that, and walk to higher ground, move towards what feels right for you. When you finally close that door, another door opens. A whole nother opportunity, a whole new life. The universe, life is sitting there waiting to hand that new opportunity, that new sensation to us, to you. But can you actually get over? And her sweatshirt finally actually says over it. Can you get over what just happened? Or are you still going to be sitting in the anger? I mean, and it's okay. Process your emotions. For sure. But, or not even anger. Maybe it is sadness. Maybe you're leaving people behind that you became friends with and you enjoyed their time, but it is time to go. It's time to go. Let me get one more card for us all. What are we going to pick from Native Spirit? These are hard decisions, but there's actually more depth here as well. This moon, this energy is asking us to go deep within and look deeper. Look deeper at what is calling to us, what is speaking to us. Try to find time in your day to elevate away from what you're actually in, so you can see yourself and all of the other characters and all the other experiences that are going on below that, and how it's operating and what it's really trying to teach you and show you. A lot of life lessons to be learned. We've got a good 6-month period. And this is the first Capricorn moon, so we actually have 4 weeks of working with what's not working, right? What are we going to do with that? We're going to keep putting our time and energy and focus into that. We have Wounded Healer. There's Chiron, who I'm sure is definitely has been in the mix. I haven't really looked fully into the astrology. I've been really pulled into numerology lately. But this is where we go deep into ourselves, our wounds, and we become the mother and the father to our internal child, Cancer, Capricorn. And we stand up, we allow, we assist the inner child to rise up. Sometimes, and we don't know this all the time, but we always are operating in all of these different archetypes, whether it be the adult version of ourselves or the child version of ourselves. Sometimes we don't know if we're operating in the adult version or the child version, if we're operating under student or teacher. But this energy asks us to go deep into that Lilith energy, what has been repressed within us. It also asks us to not only go deep and heal those wounds, activating the mother and father, the Capricorn and Cancer within us, to be our own parent, to know, to rise again, to have faith that all will be well. All will be well. We need to rise up. We cannot continue to allow what has controlled us, what has instilled fear in us, to conquer and divide us. It is important that we as a collective begin to truly, actively heal our wounds. And there's a lot of energy that is in support of this. So that is what I have for us for this full moon energy. I hope that you found this to be helpful for you. And I also want to say, before I end, there was a comment on my last live I'm not leaving YouTube, and I am going to continue to do videos and readings, so no worries. I did finally have to close down the website, so I will put in how you can get in touch with me if you're interested in a personal reading. But I am appreciative of all of your support. Please don't forget to click the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Not just myself, this has been happening with many bigger YouTube platforms in this arena where we are we are kind of getting pushed aside, and a lot of our subscribers are being unsubscribed. I've had people reach out to me telling me that. I've had other readers and other platform content creators mention the same thing, yet YouTube says everything's fine. So if you could just check your settings, make sure that you still are subscribed, click the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload new content or I go live. This is what you can do to help support not just me, but all content creators who put our time and our energy and our love out here onto YouTube for you guys. So much love to you, and have a beautiful full moon in Capricorn and then some, and I will be back. Much love. Take care. Bye.